This is me, I'm so royal, and you all wanna be round. Yeah, you all wanna be round. Round a champion, a champion. This is me, I'm still on it, 'cause you all wanna be loved. Yeah, you all wanna be loved. But a champion, a champion. This is me, I'm still on it, 'cause you all wanna be loved. Yeah, you all wanna be loved.
Hey guys, welcome back to show 17 of Anchor News Now. I'm your host, Dylan Bubba Price.
And I'm Chef. And you know, Bubba, lately both of our basketball teams have been pretty dominant,
That's been the word around the block, I've been hearing great things about boys and girls basketball.
I mean, we got the girls basketball team winning their playoff games, you got all that, and then we were able to go see our Shoremen compete against North Ridgeville in a heck of a game.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Our basketball team celebrated their 8 seniors last Friday in an important conference game against the North Ridgeville Rangers. This game decided the SWC conference title, and our Shoremen did not disappoint. After a strong first half, the Shoremen led by 20 with a score of 42-22. After our state championship dance team performed at halftime and honored their seniors, the Shoremen resumed play in the second half. Isaac Richardson led all scorers with 15 points and 2 back-to-back dunks. Meanwhile, Matthew Stewie was recently crowned Lorain County and SWC Player of the Year. He finished with 12 points and swished 2 free throws to seal off our 10-point win, 60-50. The team celebrated with the fans after the game as the student section flooded the court, and soon after the net was cut down by the team for winning the SWC title. Good luck to the Shoremen as they face off against the Tigers of Cleveland Heights in their first playoff game, Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Fieldhouse.
The Avon Lake Power Plant, once a fixture of the Avon Lake shoreline, underwent demolition this week. When operating, the power plant brought critical revenue for the city and quality jobs, but with the destruction, the city will lose out on an estimated $1.3 million at the beginning of 2025. However, this money is expected to be made up by future houses and businesses. There's a lot of optimism about what the land could be used for. Many residents eagerly await the final plans for the land in what hopes to be a transformative project for the city. Well, Nate, Chef, I want to know what you're hoping goes in that plot of land.
I mean, that area has a ton of potential, but me personally, I'm hoping that they put a nice restaurant in there, It brings me back all the way to my sophomore days when Mr. Stratton and I would always talk about what we were eating for dinner. And that was one of my favorite memories from that class.
Really?
Speaking of Mr. Stratton, if you are a part of Mr. Stratton's 10th grade English class, you've probably noticed a new and exciting competition going on. Mr. Stratton started his class ranking system just recently in the second semester. Every week, classes compete in categories such as work habits, timeliness, attitude, and Stratton's stratospheric standards of academic excellence. The rankings, posted on a trend chart in the classroom, change on a weekly, sometimes daily basis, based on their class performance. The sounds of joy you hear from room 167, that's 10th graders loving all things English with a little friendly competition.
Well, if you can see here, we have these class power rankings. This was an idea that a student of mine last year, Tyler Burke, recommended. He wanted to do it for all students, but I didn't think the administration would go for that. So we're going by classes. And I move them up and down as the classes perform better or worse. If they talk to me, if they say hello, they may get moved up. If they ignore me or don't participate, then they get moved down. Not really performance-based with their grades or anything, but more based on our interactions and their attention and just how I'm feeling about them on a day-to-day basis.
A modern Mexican cuisine arrived in Avon Lake after the new year. Las Margaritas replaced the old location of Burger King on Avon Belden Road. Las Margaritas originally planned to open in mid-December as profiled in Anchor News Now episode 8, but was delayed due to construction. Las Margaritas hopes to modernize the local Mexican food scene, and luckily we were able to go and try out the new food.
Like the biggest compliments we get, first of all, is on the building, that it looks really beautiful, open and clean. People are sharing that they're coming in and they're loving the food. Everybody talks about how the food is really good and is reasonable price, and that's pretty much what we wanted to do. Have give the customer a great experience, but also make it where it's budget friendly. But so far, it's getting out either word of mouth or it's by social media. People are sharing that they're really liking and leaving reviews.
With such a great location, we are proud to represent Las Margaritas in our city with such amazing food and kind service. We are very thankful for the owner, Rolio Hernandez, for such a great experience, and we definitely recommend going and to try it out yourself. So Nate, you got to go to Las Margaritas yourself, and I got to ask, what was your favorite thing about it?
I mean, the atmosphere was great. The food was fantastic. Rolio is one of the nicest guys I've ever met. You usually don't meet a restaurant owner with that much passion and kindness, and it was great. And I had a big plate of fajitas, and fajitas is one of my favorite foods of all time. But speaking of other things that are my favorite, I love SpongeBob so much. But speaking of SpongeBob, 2 weeks ago, Mighty Goliath Productions brought their talent to the Performing Arts Center to showcase their version of SpongeBob the Musical. With lines out the door every night, the show brought a fun vibe to the parents and children of the Avon Lake community. The musical featured over 40 actors to play different roles that each had their own scenes throughout the play. The plot of the story consisted of an erupting volcano in Bikini Bottom, and the only people who could properly save it were SpongeBob, Patrick, and Sandy Cheeks. Although Plankton attempted to foil their plans the entire time. What a shellfish sea creature. Beneath the stage, the Mighty Goliath Band performed live music to add to the songs and suspenseful scenes of the show. To learn more about their production team, please visit their website, www.mightygoliath.com.
Well, that's the end of this week's episode, so we'd like to wish you a nice, safe week, and Nate, I'd like to wish you safe journeys on your trip to States.
Oh, I appreciate that, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.